The stereotype of girls being clueless when it comes to cars has been around since the car was invented. Just because we're girls doesn't give us any excuse to look to guys to answer our car problems and questions, and definitely not an excuse to pay extra money on services just because we don't understand. We can break this stereotype today by learning a few car basics that will put us at the same level as the boys. Today we are learning something every driver, not just girls, should know: how to change a flat tire. To be quite honest, I'm learning this right along with you. So come on, let's learn how to. You'll find most spares in most cars in the floor of the trunk. Like this. When using a spare tire, there's a few things you need to remember. First, when putting it on, you want to make sure that the stem is on the outside. Also, don't drive for more than 50 miles on it and put it in the back, one of the back wheels, because if you put it on the front wheels, you could actually ruin your transmission. Don't drive faster than 50 miles per hour on it, and make sure a couple times a year that your spare has air. Most cars typically come with these: a lug wrench with an end to take off your hubcap and a jack. The first step is to pop up your hubcap. First, be sure your car is on a hard, flat surface and no one is inside it. Loosen the lug nuts with a lug wrench in a star pattern, but don't take them off or else the car might fall on you. Crank the jack up a few inches before putting it under the car. Most cars have a special place to put the jack so you don't damage the frame of the car. Place your jack under the car and make sure it is seated in the correct spot. Check your owner's manual. Start jacking your car up. This is the easy part, but it could take a while. Once your tire is off the ground, remove the lug nuts in a star formation and put the lug nuts in the hubcap. Slowly and carefully remove the tire by walking it off the studs. Don't yank the wheel because the car could slip off the jack and fall. Once the tire is off, roll it out of the way. Bring your spare and line the holes up on the spare with the studs on the wheel drum. Lift the tire back on the studs. If you are not strong enough to do it on your own, roll the tire onto the lug wrench for a boost. Gently walk the spare onto the studs as far back as it will go. If the lug wrench is under the tire, pull it out. Screw the lug nuts back on and hand tighten in a star formation until you get all the lug nuts on. Snug them on with the lug wrench and make sure to wait until the car is on the ground to tighten all the way. Remember, the car is still in the air and if you pull too tight, it could come crashing down. Lower your car slowly with the jack. Now that your car is on the ground, tighten the lug nuts in a star formation. Replace your hubcap and take the car right away to a mechanic to inspect the tire. I think you've earned yourself a manicure. See, that wasn't so hard, and if anybody ever gets a flat tire, you can impress them with your car knowledge. Thank you for joining me today. For archived podcasts, show notes, and more, visit my website, howtogirl.com. And remember, everything is easier when you know how to. I have to go.